It's awesome to get another win and take our step towards where we want to go. We had very uncharacteristic. I can't even say it. All the penalties we had was very poor, especially our personal fouls that were selfish things that will definitely get corrected. We haven't had that in the past, and we will not have that in the future. Tip my hats to UCLA. They played extremely hard. I thought both sides played hard. Our guys played hard. Their guys played hard. And that's the good thing that shows you with our team is we found a way to win. We found a way to win. And you're going to have a game like that every once in a while. But not with the unselfish penalties that we had, and we'll fix that. So I'll take any questions at this time. Oh, yeah, Isaiah's punt return was awesome, great protection, and the gunners did a great job of letting the guy get to him, and he took off running, and it was a great job. That was a huge play, of course.
Coach, I don't know if it's something you guys talk about, or just handling success, and that's something that this team's dealing with for the first time in a few years. And is that something you guys talk about, and did that have anything to do with it, with UCLA coming out and getting under your skin a little bit?
No. It was just selfish. Guys away from the play, not even involved in the play. You just can't do that. And we haven't done that in the past, and we will not do it again.
Coach, how do you kind of channel that energy, right? That you want that fierceness, you want that energy, but not let them go over the top.
We've always channeled it. It's you personally, you have individual battles out there. When you played basketball, a girl was elbowing you to death. You didn't just elbow her right back. You kept going. I mean, because you would have got kicked out. So you've got to be able to control yourself, and you got to be able to work that. And so that's something that we need to make sure that we don't have happen again, because that could hurt us in a big game on the long line here. And every time something raises its ugly head, you got to chop it off and fix it. So we'll chop it off and fix it.
Coach, you lose arguably one of your best pass rushers in Jimmy Gilbert early in the game.
Yeah.
There's turnovers, there's penalties, it's sloppy. Can you tell us a little bit, what'd you tell the guys at halftime, just down 10-7?
Between me and them. No.
Coach, it seems like your defense has the clutch gene. Would you say they do?
We got a lot of good players on defense. They keep competing. It's funny, the last two games we've outgained the team, we've moved the ball, we just haven't finished the drives like we'd like to, and we'll start finishing those drives. Today we would have finished them, we just had some, bad penalties that hurt us that were not even part of the play. One that was on the ball was on the half-yard line, and then we, on the handoff, we're going to walk in and we missed the handoff. I don't know what happened there. I have to look at it on film. We haven't done that, so we'll remedy that. Yeah, the defense is playing really hard, playing really well. They get after it, and I thought UCLA's defense played well tonight also at times.
You find tough, physical, chippy games in November. Is this a character-building win for this team moving forward?
I think every character-winning win for us is a character-building win down the stretch for us, because, like they said earlier, we haven't been here before. So each one that you do like this, so now they know there's going to be a little. I told them every team we play in now that we're ranked and they see all that, they're going to come with a little bit more edge. And this team kind of had their back against the wall, so they had a little more edge plus that. So we needed to understand that, and we know it's going to be a feisty game, and both teams are battling to try to do things, and that's the way it's going to be. So we've got to be able to have better poise in those situations. And this will be a great learning experience for that. I thought that was a good point earlier, because we haven't been there before.
Coach, you use kind of the season as an analogy as a prize fighter.
Yeah,
you kind of want to get to a fight, and you said you were fighting the heavyweights now.
Yeah.
Do you like the chance that maybe you get to a title fight and you're kind of seeing the vision at the end right now?
Yeah, our guys do. They realize where we're headed and where we're going. We had the gold games listed for November. We've won one of them. We have 3 more, and we've got to go play Arizona, who has beat us the last 3 years also. Everybody we're beating has beat us 3 years in a row, basically. So this is new for us, but our guys will be ready to go next week.
You mentioned uncharacteristic play from the team in a whole. Do you think any of that has to do with the bye week?
No, we were fresh. We were ready to go. We didn't have a lot of lineup penalties or busted stuff, really. It was just we just had some bad penalties. As you know, you have 4 personal foul penalties. That's uncalled for. That's how is that? 60 yards of penalties right there, and 2 of them were critical situations that would have been scoring points for us that kept us from scoring touchdowns, which is critical. Those are the ones. The other ones are going to happen every once in a while, You're going to have an offside. You're going to have a holding. That's part of it. But the unsportsmanlike are not called for. Now, Jimmy Gilbert's is a little different. The guy was sliding. He was trying, he hit him. It was one that I'm not okay with hitting him when he's sliding, but he's coming from the side. It's a little different than the late hits and the push and taunting a guy and all that stuff. That's completely not what we're going to do in our program. I can promise you that.
Mike, I know you'll go back and you'll look at film to evaluate it, but at first glance, what do you think maybe caused some of the issues offensively that led to some of the inconsistencies?
Well, we had 444 yards. Like I said, 2 of them, we have 14 points. We have 14 more points if we hand the ball off correctly. We work that all the time, but that's just got to be better concentration. And we don't have a penalty by a receiver on the half-yard line when it's going to be second down on the half-yard line. So that's 14 right there, and it's a whole different game.
Coach, can you talk about the role that special teams played tonight in the win and how they're inching along, getting a little better from the rough start?
We keep improving there. Our kicking situation, I thought Chris did a good job tonight. He kicked the one low at the end there that got blocked, but he made some others. He did good on his extra points, did well on his kickoffs. And we'll have Davis Price back next week, so we'll see how he does during the week. He was cleared right before the game time, but he hadn't kicked in 3 weeks, so we had him out there for an emergency. I thought that, of course, the punt return was huge play. And we had protect early. We had another good one that set up another touchdown. So those were the punt returns were big in our football game. And our punt team did an excellent job. They didn't have any on us. We did a good job of pinning them back. And so I thought that the punt teams, our punt return team did better than their punt return team, and that was really the difference in the game.
With Isaiah, have you seen something out of him that's you've seen some of that explosion? He had obviously the touchdown, but then the other one earlier in the game that led to the field goal.
Right.
Have you seen some of those things in him that led you to put him back there?
Yeah. He wasn't real good at catching them early. We just kept working with him, and he scored in 2 events in the Pac-12. He's a decathlete that was, so he has explosion there, and we've seen that. We just wanted him to get consistent catching the ball, and he did an excellent job tonight.
Coach, you guys don't play your best football tonight, but you still win by 10. What does that say about your football team?
Well, it says we're fighting. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to say a never die attitude. We're going to keep pushing, keep going. We still don't blink. And we had a lot of chances to blink tonight, we've just got to get to scoring points again like we were earlier, and we will.
Coach, I guess, are you surprised by the mental errors tonight? And I guess the second part would be, do you need to remind them that with going on the road and then 2 ranked opponents coming in here, that's not going to cut it down the stretch?
Well, yeah, I told them, I said, we're here to be Pac-12 champions. We didn't celebrate at all in there. I didn't. I want them to enjoy the win because they're so hard to come by. Okay, I don't want to do that. Now, I don't want to squelch it. I want them to enjoy it. But when we come back tomorrow, we're going to correct them. We're going to work on it. We have extra running we have to do for personal fouls, and that team is a whole team. And they need to understand, if we want to be Pac-12 champions, we cannot do that. We have to be better poised. We have to think of others. We can't be selfish. And we haven't been, but we won't be again because we got too much at stake. And you don't want to screw it up because you have a couple unselfish plays and you lose a game because of it, and it keeps you from going to the Rose Bowl that you hope you go to.
Coach, could you imagine sitting in here 1 year ago talking about not celebrating a win?
I want them to celebrate a win, but I want them to understand what they're doing. I really wasn't that excited about. I was excited we won, but at the same time I'm having to temper myself with the. We can't have 13 penalties. That's not right. But no, I can't.
You got time for one more question?
Early in the season, the offense was getting a lot of headlines for what they were doing, putting up all the points. But the last 2 weeks, your defense has really played exceptional.
Yeah, our
Do you
defense
feel
is
like you
really-
have a championship level defense here?
Yeah, I said that before the season. I said we should be a top in the echelon in the Pac-12 and be one of the top 20 defenses in America. I said that. I think you can go find my quote. I said it somewhere, and I believe that. Offensively, I think we should be one of the top 30 offenses in the country. I think we should be in the top echelon of our conference. As teams play, we knew it. 98 could pass rush. He could pass rush. And, Sam got hurt. Hagler had just come back off an injury. He was trying to go. He's only been practicing 5 or 6 days. So we were a little bit of a disadvantage. Those guys hadn't when we got hurt, and then Hagler's out there trying to play as a redshirt freshman and been hurt. So he hadn't been out there. So they had a little bit on us there with 98. And our guys, Sam would get better, and Hagler, hopefully Sam would get his shoulder well. I believe it's an AC joint, but it was hurting him so much. And then Aaron, had just come back off that ankle and did some good things, but that guy got after him a couple times. And he's a really good player. To me, so far, the guys I've seen, he's the best pass rusher in our league that I've seen in person.
As a quick follow-up, can you just talk about what it means for you to see your defense play like you thought they could this last 2 weeks?
It's great. Our defensive staff has done a phenomenal job with them. Our guys keep playing hard, keep working at it, keep finding ways to make plays. And, this is the first game we've been on the negative end of the turnover ratio, or at least as bad as we were. And then to find a way to win it, but we will not be able to reach our goal of a Pac-12 championship with 13 penalties and 4 turnovers.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.